Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. 41,000 is the new goal. I wanted to share that with you here for 2024. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I truly appreciate it. If you want to support the channel in other ways, consider being a member. You can do that by going to the home page of this channel. You will see the highlighted members there and a join button somewhere. I don't know. It's kind of different for everybody, but or if you're using a computer or your phone or what have you. So in any case, let's jump into it here. The VA set this new goal of 41,000, and I wanted to share it with you today and see if we could pull out any nuggets along the way as well. All right, so the headline on Military Times, and this came out on March 14th, 2024. So the headline is, VA sets new goal of housing 41,000 veterans in 2024. All right, jumping into it. Veterans Affairs leaders on Thursday promised a full review of their housing assistance staffing levels and outreach programs as they announced their target of aiding at least 41,000 veterans facing homelessness this year, an increase over last year's goal. Now, just as a reminder, the veteran homelessness rate popped up a little bit higher than expected. So, in an event in Washington, D.C., VA Medical Center, VA Deputy Secretary Tanya Bradsher said the hope is that the higher figure will lead to an overall decrease in the number of veterans experiencing homelessness. Wow, what a great quote. We think that if we set a goal that is higher for housing homeless veterans, that will actually help to decrease the amount of veterans experiencing homelessness. Strong. I don't know. I get a little bit frustrated sometimes because it's like you couldn't come up with anything better than that. Whatever. I could have said that one. All right. According to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, the total number of veterans without reliable housing rose about 7%. That's the tick up. From 2022 to 2023, the first such increase in 6 years. We need to reverse last year's trend and get back on track, because even one veteran experiencing homelessness is one too many, Bradsher said. Now look, that's what the secretary says. He always says that, right? One experiencing is too many. So yes, I agree with that statement, but maybe twist it up a little bit. All right, I don't know why I'm so irritated today. It's probably because the last video I did was it is what it is. All right. So the 41,000 veterans goal includes a pledge to get each individual into permanent, not transitional, housing programs, and that at least 95% of the individuals helped will not return to unstable housing situations within the year. So VA officials last year set the target at 38,000, but reported in January they had actually assisted more than 46,000 veterans. When asked if the 2024 goal of 41,000 was too low, Bradsher said she expects staff aim to exceed it. Okay, so my opinion is if you've already hit 46,000 the prior year and homelessness went up, you should probably at least be 46. I get it. You want to set the bar low so you can exceed it because nobody wants to fall flat on their face. But it seems a bit weird to set a goal that's lower than your last year's numbers, even when homelessness went up. It seems a little bit odd. So I would have at least mirrored it, or I would have had an argument to mirror it for, I guess, just the way the visibility of it, if you know what I mean. It just doesn't set right. We assisted 46,000 veterans last year. Veterans homelessness went up 7%. We're going to set the goal 5,000 less than we achieved last year. How's that sound? I don't know. It doesn't sound good. All right, so moving on. Here's a quotation. I know after spending a lot of time with our homeless program teams across the country that they look at this as the floor and they will set the bar much higher, she said. Moving on, another quote. We want to make sure that we have all the staffing that we need at our homeless program offices. Make sure that they have all the resources that they need. So I'm comfortable with the 41,000 being aggressive enough. Take that one for what you want. I'm trying not to be irritated. All right. I urge senior VA leadership not only to establish their goals, but also to support them with concrete actions, said Catherine Monet, CEO. I'm guessing it's Monet. I'm trying to be fancy now. CEO of National Coalition of Homeless Veterans. It is crucial for the VA Medical Center directors to recognize their capacity and be actively encouraged to fill critical positions. These roles are essential for managing outreach efforts to unsheltered veterans and facilitating effective case management. On Wednesday, Monet testified before Congress on her organization's priorities for the year, including boosting resources for homeless veterans at VA and pushing lawmakers to reauthorize a host of coronavirus pandemic authorities designed to prevent homelessness among veterans. Those authorities expired at the end of the national emergency in May 2023. The biggest time to act upon that legislation would have been before the public health emergency ended, she said, but the second best time to act upon this legislation is now. The new VA goals also include specific targets for assistance in LA, Los Angeles, the city with the highest number of homeless veterans. Officials are aiming to permanently house at least 1,605 veterans there and work with more than 2,100 others to help them obtain housing and other services. Veterans seeking help with homelessness or related financial problems can call 877-424-3838 for help or visit the department's website. I'm going to throw in there that there's kind of two buckets in this world. With regard to homelessness, there's the at risk of becoming homeless, and then there's the it's too late, I'm already homeless. There are resources out there, although they aren't as plentiful, I guess, as those for homeless, but there are resources out there for those that are at risk of becoming homeless. And what's at risk of becoming homeless? You have an eviction notice from your landlord, because you haven't paid, right? So you have maybe like a 3-day notice. You have to move out because you haven't paid your rent. Or you have a utility shutoff bill. So you haven't paid your gas or electric or water, your utilities, and you've gotten shut-off notices because you haven't been able to pay those bills. So if you have those situations, look out or reach out to the VA. Google search, homeless veteran resources. See if there's a nonprofit that's receiving VA money, right? SSVF, Supportive Services Veterans Families, is one of the grant funds that are used for this situation. You can find maybe a provider that's near you. If it's not in your location, then reach out to your local veteran service organizations like VFW, American Legion, DAV, whatever. I mean, there's 1,000 of them. Well, there's not really 1,000, but there's a lot, right? Marine Corps League, MOA, TREA, Purple Heart, the list goes on. So reach out to one of your local veteran service organizations. A lot of times they'll have money in a pot somewhere that they use to help local veterans in those types of situations. They're not going to be able to give you thousands of dollars, but if it's a $300 fix, to get your electricity bill caught up or what have you, they could help there. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.